Hi everyone, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com, offering another Critique My Query for the Writer magazine, a video column that I've been doing now for quite a while. For those of you who are frequent visitors, welcome. We love having you here and we love your comments. And for those of you who are just visiting us for the first or second time, if you want to submit a query letter, that's cool. Just cut and paste it because I don't open files, and send it to the email that's right below this column, and I will put you on the list. If you haven't heard from me in the last couple of months and your query letter has not been critiqued, please send me an email because I'm trying to offer an alternative because we can only do so many a month here at The Writer, but I know that people like their query letters critiqued, and I'm delighted to do it. So if you haven't heard from me, send me an email, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, I am going to critique this query letter because I'm just checking to see if I need more light. Because of, you'll see why. But I think that there's, excuse me, I think there's tutorial, here you go. I think there's tutorial here for a lot of writers, and so that's why I want to do this query letter. Okay. And then you have to excuse me because there's a lot of words here that, because it's fantasy and it's a made-up world, I don't know how to pronounce these words, but I'll do my best. Okay, here we go. Dear Blank, this letter is directed to you requesting your interest in my book proposal. I chose you because you said on Publishers Marketplace, quote, my ultimate project wish list would include a romantic historical fantasy, a literary beat-like coming of age, a thrilling survival tale with well-researched back-to-the-land details, and a dark, witchy novel with an original mythology. All of that describes my exhaustingly researched and passionately written book, Tarcissus, The Last of the Nephilim. It is a romantic historical fantasy about a Nephilim coming of age and power. It is a tale of his thrilling survival and his desire to preserve the earth from another global destruction. There is much power, magic, witchcraft, whatever you want to call the unexplainable. Tarcissus explains it in this way. My strength does not derive from within myself. My mind instinctively knows how to absorb it from every atom around me. I can feel it draw in me like wind and expel out like fire. Tarcissus unites forces with his mythological companions, Chala his Pegasus, and Anak, the dragon tamer in search of Nephilim journals. With hope, this knowledge will be secure in the right hands. Brimming with vivid historical detail, Tarcissus is son of Seraphah, or fallen angel, searches for the peace of mankind and the earth's redemption. Realizing there are evil adversaries that could destroy the living, Tarcissus vows to uncover the sacred wisdom that can save the world. If you sell this book to the agency, you can have your ultimate project. I've attached the first 5 pages for your review. Your time is greatly appreciated, and I hope to hear from you soon. Sincerely. And then there's a P.S. I'm also an artist that can draw whatever pictures you desire in the book or on it. Check out my portraits I posted on Facebook, and that offers a URL. Okay, so what do I think of Tarcissus, the last of the Nephilim? You're going to have to excuse me because my dog is barking. I'll be right back. I've never done that before, but I didn't want to interrupt this video. Okay. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Okay, so why am I reading this query letter? There are a couple of reasons. The first is on the first sentence of this query letter, which says, this letter is directed to you requesting your interest in my book proposal. I don't know what that means. Do you? Does it mean that this person has already queried and that this agent has requested a book proposal? And if so, why is she sending a query again? Okay. Totally confused from the get-go. The second paragraph, she quotes this agent and what this agent's wish list would contain, which I read it as she's looking for historical fantasy, she's looking for literary, she's looking for witchy novel. She's looking for a coming of age. So this agent is looking for a whole lot of different genres, is how I interpreted that quote. And I think how this author interpreted it is she's looking for all of that in one book, or at least this author is saying that my book, Tarsussus, is all of that. And so that's, another speed bump that I believe is not to the benefit of this writer getting any attention from this agent. I think that just generally speaking, this is a query letter that is written to somebody's perceived needs, and I would really discourage you from ever doing that or attempting to figure out what somebody else, what an agent or an editor wants. Beyond they're saying, I rep this genre and I rep this genre. I would be very, very careful in telling an agent that this is the book that will satisfy all of your needs. I'd be very careful about that. The other thing is that in that first sentence, what this suggests is that this author may not know the difference between a query letter and a book proposal. You don't want to give an agent that impression, ever, ever, ever. Because this author tried to write this very creatively, I think that what she left out was the bulk of this story, or anything in this story that might hook. And so I would really encourage this author to not tell me all of the genres that it covers, but I would encourage this author to show it on paper. So I would retool this entire query letter, and I would craft a portion of it that would hook, a portion of this story that would hook a reader. And then I would in addition, I would let the agent know that this is a genre that this agent is looking for. That's cool, totally. But hook me with compelling prose that makes me want to email this author and say, please send the first, X chapters. Then I could say more, but I just want to end with this. I'm looking at my time, yeah. The last paragraph. If you sell this book to the agency, you can have your ultimate project. I have attached the first 5 pages for your review. Now, did the agent ask for those 5 pages in the query? Because sometimes, agents will say, send a query in the first 5 or 10 pages. If the agent didn't request that, or doesn't have that in the submission guidelines on their website, do not send 5 pages. Only send the query. And never, ever, ever, ever tell an agent that you're sending the ultimate project or anything close to it. Just don't do that. It's just not a good idea, and I won't say any more than that about it. The reason why I read this letter is because we're all at different stages in our writing career, aren't we? All of us. I'm at a certain stage, you're at a certain stage. And what we want to do by the time we pitch to professionals, what we want to do is we want to offer a baseline. We want to say to that professional, I know enough to be able to now start communicating with you. You don't have to be in the business for 20 years to do that. It can be the first query letter that you've ever crafted, but make sure that the essence of that query letter is professional, so that this agent knows that you're a pro, and you could be an entry-level pro, but you're a pro. When you make sweeping statements like ultimate project, and when you confuse a query letter with a book proposal, what that says to an agent is that you don't know much about the business yet, so you probably shouldn't be pitching query letters to agents. Send them here, that's cool. And I hope that the feedback that I'm offering you will help you now recraft this and focus more in on the query letter in your story than on what you think an agent may or may not need. I hope this is helpful. I know it's not the best news, but writing is rewriting. And until the next time, keep writing.